Identity is a very serious issue when it comes to our growth in Christ. Who am I? Why am I still here? When you think about the life of Christ, we know that somewhere between age birth and age 12, Jesus came to some understanding of who he was. If you remember the story in Luke chapter 2, they had gone to Jerusalem to offer up sacrifices, and the family caravan had decided to go back to Nazareth, and Mary thought Jesus was with Joseph, and Joseph thought Jesus was with Mary, and Jesus got left behind at the temple. And they were gone quite some time. They came back and they found him, and Mary kind of scolded Jesus. Can you imagine? Why have you put us through this? That's my paraphrase. And Jesus said some remarkable words. He said, "Don't you realize that I must be about my Father's business?" And Joseph was standing right there beside Mary. Somewhere between birth and 12, Jesus came to understand who his Father was. Jesus also then needed to be reminded from time to time who he was. At his baptismal in the Jordan River, he went into the water and came up out of that water, and the voice from heaven said, "This is my Son, the beloved. With him I'm well pleased." We also know that on the Mount of Transfiguration in Matthew 17, that Jesus had a meeting with Moses and Elijah, and the Shekinah glory of God showed up in that cloud, and a voice from that cloud said, "This is my Son, the beloved. Listen to him." So learning to understand who I am is so significant, because I often live out of my false self. And my false self is what I want you to believe to be true about me and what I want to be true about me, but it is often not the real me. I'm posing. I'm an imposter. And we all do this. So part of integrating our lives is to have the true self come forth and to live an authentic life and to remember who I am in Christ, that I also am the beloved of God. And I found something that helped me, and I want to read it to you. It's a piece called "Clinging" by Emily Griffin. Listen to these words. "He is the one who can tell us the reason for our existence, our place in the scheme of things, our real identity. It is an identity we can't discover for ourselves, that others can't discover in us. The mystery of who we really are. How we've chased around the world for answers to that riddle, looked in the eyes of others for some hint, some clue, hunted in the multiple worlds of pleasure and experience and self-fulfillment for some glimpse, some revelation, some wisdom, some authority to tell us our right name and our true destination. But there was and is only one who can tell us this, the Lord himself. And he wants to tell us. He has made us to know our reason for being and to be led by it. But it is a secret he will entrust to us only when we ask, and then in his own way and his own time. He will whisper it to us, not in the mad rush and fever of our striving and our fierce determination to become someone, but rather when we are content to rest in him, to put ourselves into his keeping, into his hands. Most delightfully of all, it is a secret he will tell us slowly and sweetly when we are willing to spend time with him. Time with him who is beyond all time. That's why we love that old hymn. Take time to be holy. Speak oft with thy Lord. Right? So on your journey towards Jesus, listen to his voice. Listen to the voice from heaven that calls to you, and live from that calling.